Nigerians. Oil-producing communities knock NNPCL for deceiving Nigerians, demand MELE KYARI'S sacking. Governor Dodo presents over 582 billion naira 2025 budgets. Vietnamese tycoon losses death row appeal over world's biggest bank fraud. And in sports, CHAN qualifiers, Ali makes EGUAVOEN'S 30-man squad for Ghana clash. A very warm welcome to you. This is MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Gift Daniel. Thanks for joining. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has presented over 582 billion naira 2025 budget to the State House of Assembly, tagged budget of inclusive development. Governor Ododo noted that the budget was proposed to ensure reforms that will address the weakness in all sectors of the state's economy. He expressed hope that all the leaders will work together to end the ongoing crisis around the world. Our reporter has more.
During the presentation of the proposed budget on the floor of the State House of Assembly, Kogi Governor Ododo said the recurrent expenditure amounts to over 279 billion naira, representing 48.01%, while capital expenditure is estimated over 302 billion naira, representing 51.99% respectively. He said the 2025 budget objective is targeted at improving quality and functional education at all levels that will be accessible to citizens of the state.
A total budget expenditure outlay is given in the following sector. 1. Administration. In administration, a total allocation of 120 billion and 47 million 367,416 naira.00 kobo, representing 20.61%. Economic, 227 billion 820 million 142,196 naira.00 kobo, representing 39.12%. Law and justice, 23 billion 754 million 514,351 naira.00 kobo, representing 4.08%. Social. In social, we have 210 billion 782 million and 95,526 naira.00 kobo, representing 36.19%, thereby giving us a total balance budget of 582 billion 404 million 119,489 naira.00 kobo, 100%. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me now present to you the 2025 draft budget for your consideration and approval. The total budget package for year 2025 is 582 billion 404 million 119,489 naira.00 kobo, as against 406 billion 321 million 130,013 naira approved in the revised budget for year 2024, which is an increase of 176 billion and 82 million 989,476 naira.00 kobo, or 43.34% when compared with the 2024 approved revised budget.
The governor, who tagged the 2025 proposed budget as budget of inclusive development, also noted that the budget will boost internally generated revenue, debt repayment, conducive business environment, public-private partnership, revenue optimization, and project completion.
The proposed 2025 budget is a fair and realistic representation of our state revenue capabilities, considering both internal and external funding sources. Building on previously outlined key indicators, this draft budget surpasses the 2024 budget based on well-researched assumptions and reality regarding the state revenue cash flow and the current economic reality both nationally and globally. The state has taken proactive steps to mitigate the impact of fuel subsidy removal on its citizens. To this end, the government has included various initiatives in the budget focusing on social protection intervention, rural infrastructural development, agricultural development, SME support, alternative energy options, new partnership. These measures are aimed at reducing the financial burden on the citizens, particularly low-income households, and support economic growth. We will strive hard to complete every single project we have started in each of the 21 local government areas of the state and pay the contractors we have commissioned to work for us. We will continue to cut down the cost of governance and ensure our people are the ultimate beneficiaries of public resources.
Reviewing and appraising the 2024 budget tagged as Budget of Consolidation and Continuity, Odudu revealed that the 2024 performance stood at 60.53%, adding that the approved capital receipt was above 21 billion naira, out of which over 163 billion naira was realized, representing 77.25% as at the end of September 2024, respectively. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Umar Aliyu Yusuf, commended the harmonious relationship between the executive and the legislative arm of the state. He assured the governor of the Assembly continuous working relationship towards providing dividends to the people of the state. He further commended the government's support for capacity building of the management and staff of the State House of Assembly. The proposed appropriation bill of over 582 billion naira, when passed, will improve the state and the people. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
The Kogi State Government, through the Ministry of Finance, Budgets and Economic Planning, has assured the people of the state to foster development and attract investors. The Commissioner of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Asiwaju Idris, during the one-day citizens' engagement and interactive session on the tax reform bill, urged stakeholders and participants to review and deliberate on the derivation of the tax reforms bills for the interest of the state and the public. He appreciated the Governor, Usman Odudu, for paying minimum wage with tax-free on the increment. Our reporter, Abiodun Sadiq, tells us more.
Involving the people in the decision-making of the governance is the true practice of democracy. At the one-day citizens' engagement and interactive session on tax reforms bill organized by the Ministry of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, was proposed to rub minds with the citizens of the Kogi State. The Commissioner for Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, Asiwaju Idris, in his opening speech assured the citizens of keeping to the 32 years development plan to fund the state.
My own opening remark can be more than this. The 32-year development plan of the state is towards how we can fund the budget. It's towards how we can fund the development. So to do that effectively, the resources within the state, the resources outside the state that can be of benefit to us must be well harnessed.
Asiwaju said the meeting is for citizens to review the new tax reforms bills from the presidency and check out how to implement it for the benefit of the state.
We have the president who has sent in bills to to reform the tax system. As a state, we have to study it and look at areas that can benefit us. If it can benefit us, we give kudos. Areas that cannot benefit us, we find a way of fine-tuning it to benefit, even though if it's going to be to benefit only KOGI State, that is where we are.
An economic expert, Onoja Emmanuel, Executive Director of Initiative for Grassroots Advancement, Hamza Aliyu, the Chairman of KOGI NGO Network, Muraina Idris OZAVIZE, and other experts shared their thoughts on the tax reforms bill.
You tell me that you can't travel out of the country anywhere you don't see roadblocks of either produce or transport network. Where is the money going? It's not coming to me and it's not coming to government. This bill is going to stop that. Indeed, Senator Dumi has sworn that this bill will die. The Nigerian government has sworn that this bill will die. The president is willing to put his head on the chopping board and say, if this bill is to die, let it die at the House of Assembly. We need to enter the House of Assembly, form a alliance, and ensure that this bill gets to the pass. This is the law that we take reform, and we are standing behind it. But technology can be to work, because the human element that we have in Nigeria cannot be trusted. This is not an increase in taxes, it's a reform that will benefit, that will be more beneficial to the low income earners. South Africa, that we have to get independence from apartheid. What they pay as personal income tax is more than the entire tax we receive from all the federal services to us. They don't know everything to bullshit. That's because we have inherent problems. And what is inherent is our law.
And then when we have more companies here, then we can now begin to dimension all of the work and then support all of the people at the end of the pyramid. And that is the reason why we must support this. And I think the objective of this...
The sense I glean from what Mr. President is about is doing with this tax reform is more like real fiscal federation.
The Commissioner for Finance, Idris Asiwaju, assured that the tax reforms bill review aim at driving economic productivity for both the state and the entire country.
What matters most is to ensure that business thrives in the state, more money to the pocket so that the pie can be big and all of us can chew very well. So that's the essence of the bill, to ensure that the bill is not taxing poverty, the bill is not taxing capital, but the bill is ensuring that profits are taxed for the benefit of the masses.
In all opinion of experts and stakeholders, resolution was drawn on the tax reform bills, posited the bill should be passed to law as it will benefit the masses and attract economic growth. I am Abiodun Sadiq, reporting for MLC TV.
The Network of Oil Producing Communities in Nigeria, NNPCL, has scolded the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, for allegedly misleading the president and Nigerians about the operation of the Port Harcourt refinery. According to the group, in a statement on Sunday jointly signed by its presidents, Igeniwari Edward and Omotosho Ogbe, the petroleum products loaded for the newly rehabilitated refinery were not freshly refined but rather dead stocks left in the storage tank since 2016. Corroborating the comments of the Secretary of the Alesa community stakeholders, Timothy Mbere, the network claims that NNPCL evacuated the dead stocks into waiting trucks, making it seem like the refinery was producing freshly refined products. The NNPCL criticized the NNPCL for shutting down the refinery sooner than claimed, stating that they ran out of lies and couldn't deceive the president any further. The group also called for the removal of the NNPCL's Group Chief Executive Officer, MELE for his alleged role in misleading the president and Nigerians. The group stated that KYARI'S should not only be sacked but should be compelled to tell Nigerians what happened to over 17 trillion naira injected into the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries. Seriake Dixon, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ecology and Climate Change, has expressed confidence that the National Assembly will pass the tax reform bills, despite significant opposition from various sectors of Nigerian society. Speaking with newsmen in Abuja on Monday, Dixon compared the potential passage of the tax bills to the successful passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB, which had also been met with widespread debate and resistance before it was eventually passed into law. On October 3, 2024, President Bola Tinubu transmitted 4 critical tax reform bills to the National Assembly, aiming to strengthen Nigeria's fiscal institutions and align with his administration's broader development objectives. The proposed reforms were presented during plenaries by Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas. According to the President, the bills are vital for reshaping Nigeria's tax framework and supporting economic growth. However, the bills have faced considerable opposition from various quarters, including governors, traditional rulers, civil society organizations, and some lawmakers, who argued that the reforms could negatively impact certain regions and economic sectors. Despite the pushback, the Senate passed the bills for a second reading last week. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is yet to take significant action on the matter. Dixon responded to concerns about the public hearing on the bills, which some had feared might be chaotic due to inadequate consultations with stakeholders. He dismissed this concern and encouraged individuals and groups opposed to reforms to use the public hearing as an opportunity to present their views and facts. Dixon emphasized that, like all proposed laws, the tax reform bills must undergo the usual legislative process, which includes consultations, debate, and reviews before they can be passed. A team from the 4th Marine Unit has arrived in Lokoja, the state capital, to begin their inquiry. This follows the directive from the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, for a comprehensive investigation into the boat mishap that claimed over 200 lives in Kogi State. CSP Chima Eze Ogarachi, 4th Marine Officer at the Nigerian Police Force Headquarters in Abuja, who is leading the team, confirmed their arrival in Lokoja on Monday. He conveyed the condolences of the police to the families of the victims and emphasized the importance of adhering to safety protocols, particularly in light of this tragedy. Ogarachi noted that the investigation is in response to the IGP's directive and stressed the need for strict enforcement of existing laws, including the ban on night journeys. He emphasized that the police will no longer tolerate negligence regarding the use of life jackets by both passengers and boat operators. Operators of point-of-sale terminals raised their charges on Monday in line with the implementation of the electronic money transfer levy of 50 naira by the Federal Inland Revenue Services, charged on any electronic inflow of 10,000 naira and above. Several fintech platforms on Sunday notified their customers that they would start the collection of 50 naira as an electronic money transfer levy in compliance with the Federal Government Stamp Duty Act, which will be remitted to Federal Inland Revenue Services. It clarifies that the levy applies to all electronic inflows of 10,000 naira or more, except when the electronic inflow is between money point accounts owned by the same user. The electronic money transfer levy is an 50 naira charge on mobile money, internet banking, and other electronic inflows of 10,000 naira or more. Now on crime. Justice Muhammad Shuaibu, a presiding judge at the Court of Appeal, Sokoto Division, on Monday urged anti-corruption agents to focus on larger figures involved in corrupt practices rather than targeting Yahoo boys. Justice Shuaibu made this call during the opening of the Northwest Zonal Attorney General's Anti-Corruption Forum, AGAF, organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, ICPC, with support from the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption RULAC, the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IDEA, and funding from the European Union, EU. He emphasized that targeting high-profile individuals was crucial for achieving a stable society and shared his frustration over the continuing presence of corrupt individuals in positions of power, citing an example of a serving governor who had previously been incarcerated under his watch. He expressed disbelief at how such individuals returned to power and urged stronger collaboration between states and federal agencies. 6 Nigerians arrested in Libya for drug trafficking and their cocaine seized, 1 male and 5 females. The suspects were found in possession of substantial quantities of cocaine, which were ready for distribution. The arrests were made in a coordinated operation in Tripoli, the Libyan capital, and the seized drugs were handed over to authorities for further investigation. The Migrant Rescue Watch confirmed the arrest in a statement on Monday, stating that the suspect had been referred to the public prosecution for legal action. We go on a short break and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
MLC TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Thanks you are still with us. Next on foreign news. Vietnamese property tycoon Truong My Lan has lost her appeal against her death sentence for masterminding the world's biggest bank fraud. The 68-year-old is now in a race for her life because the law in Vietnam states that if she can pay back 75% of what she took, her sentence will be commuted to life imprisonment. In April, the trial court found that Truong My Lan has secretly controlled Saigon Commercial Bank, the country's 5th biggest lender, and taking out loans and cash over more than 10 years through a web of shell companies, amounting to a total of $44 billion. Of that, prosecutors say $27 billion was misappropriated and $12 billion was judged to have been embezzled, the most serious financial crime for which she was sentenced to death. It was a rare and shocking verdict. She is one of very few women in Vietnam to be sentenced to death for a white-collar crime. On Tuesday, the court said there was no basis to reduce Truong My Lan's death sentence. However, she could still avoid execution if she returned $9 billion, 3/4 of the $12 billion she embezzled. It's not a final appeal, and she can still petition the president for amnesty. During her trial, Truong My Lan was sometimes defiant, but in the recent hearings for her appeal against the sentence, she was more contrite. She said she was embarrassed to have been such a drain on the state, and that her only thought was to pay back what she has taken. When she was convicted and sentenced in April, she was the chairwoman of a prominent real estate firm, Van Frat Group. It was a dramatic moment in the Blazing Furnace anti-corruption campaign led by then Communist Party Secretary General, Nguyen Phu Trong. All of the remaining 85 defendants were convicted. 4 were sentenced to life in jail, while the rest, including Truong My Lan's husband and niece, were given prison terms ranging from 20 years to 3 years suspended. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law in an unannounced late-night TV address Tuesday, accusing the country's main opposition party of sympathizing with North Korea and of anti-state activities. Yoon did not say what measures would be taken. He cited a motion by the opposition Democratic Party, which has a majority in parliament, to impeach top prosecutors and reject a government budget proposal. Yoon said, to safeguard the liberal South Korea from the threats posed by North Korea's communist forces and to eliminate anti-state elements, he declared emergency martial law. As at the time of this report, the parliament has plans to convene a session according to YTN TV, though that the entrance to parliament was blocked and lawmakers are unable to enter. Next is sport update. midfielder Rabiu Ali and 29 other home-based players have been invited to the Super Eagles B camp by interim coach Austin EGUAVOEN'S ahead of the month's 2024 CHAN qualifiers doubleheader against Ghana. It is the third phase of camping for the home-based players following two previous camping organized by the Nigerian Football Federation in November. The 44-year-old, who has scored 8 goals in the 2024-2025 NPFL season, alongside Remo Stars, goalkeeper Kayode Bankole, Rivers United defender Stephen Mayo, Abia Warriors exciting forward Sunday Megwo, and leading Nigeria Premier League top scorer Anas Yusuf are among the 30 players for this assignment. According to the NFF, the player are to resume camp at the Remo Stars Stadium in Kenya on Wednesday, December 4, ahead of the first leg, which will be played on Sunday, December 22 in Accra, which the return leg scheduled for the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, Uyo, on Saturday, December 28. And from our entertainment desk. In a grand ceremony held at the Palace of His Royal Highness Uja Simon, the EJEH, OLAMABORO, and chairman of the OLAMABORO Local Government Traditional Council, Special Advisor to the KOGI Governor on Strategic Investments and Licensing with Federal Agencies Ambassador, HASSIAT OZAVIZE SULEIMAN, was conferred with the prestigious title of ALIKEJU EJEH, the honor bestowed in recognition of our outstanding service to humanity, exemplary leadership, and contributions to Kogi State, coincided with the EJEH's 6th anniversary on the throne. The event, well attended by dignitaries, traditional leaders, and government functionaries, featured the presence of the Council of Chiefs, the EJEH of Oha clan, the Onu of Itobe, and other notable figures. In his remarks, the Onu of Itobe described the conferment as a unifying gesture aimed at strengthening ties among the people of Kogi State across its eastern, western, and central regions. Praising Ambassador Suleiman, the EJEH OLAMABORO stated that she came highly recommended and highlighted her commendable track record as chairman of the Kogi State Mineral Resources and Environmental Management Committee during the previous administration. He acknowledged her efforts in mediating between mineral title holders and host communities in the mineral-rich Kogi East Senatorial District, as well as her role in enforcing community development agreements that significantly benefited local residents. In what came as a shocking news for his fans, Mercy, who had a successful film released last month with his Sabamati report, announced a break from films. Taking a step back from films, Vikrant wrote in a note on Instagram that he will meet his fans for one last time in 2025 before he moves out of Mumbai. He wrote, "These last few years and beyond have been phenomenal. He thanked each and every one of them for their great support, but as he moves forward, he realizes it's time for him to recalibrate and go back home as a husband, father, and a son, and also an actor." Vikrant did not mention anything else and left the rest of it for people to guess, as he did not reveal whether he planned to come back to the world of films. He only added until time deems right before signing off. And this is where we wrap it up on today's news. For more information or contributions and advert placements, please call the numbers displayed on your screen. Join us daily to watch our news and other exciting programs that would brighten your day. You can also subscribe to all our social media handles to watch our previous and subsequent programs. We are Malakite TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please be your brothers and sisters keeper to build a happier and better society together. Thanks for watching. I am Gift Daniel. See you tomorrow.